his 8th victory of the year. Troy Mann, I'm sure will talk about that. Let's join his post-game press conference downstairs.
A certain resolve in the room tonight before you went out there?
Well, we talked before the game. One of our keys was to have a response game, and we needed to respond with a full 60 minutes. You know, we did have that I called it mental fortitude today to play last night. We had some guys that were a little bit sleepy, quite frankly, over that first 40 minutes. We certainly woke up, and we mentioned to the guys this morning and prior to the game about, hey, we had a great response last night in the third period. It just wasn't enough. So I thought all 4 lines were going tonight. There was a little bit of coaching there in terms of trying to get a little bit of grit on each line tonight, because those 3 and 3s are tough. And it certainly worked out tonight where I felt that, you know, all 4 lines were engaged, and quite frankly, I thought we dominated from start to finish tonight.
Everybody's going to get the same break, but it seems like this is kind of an unusually long break in terms of the pattern. What do you hope these guys take out of this break and to kind of rejuvenate themselves?
Yeah, I think anytime you can get 4+ days off, it's good just to get refocused, and mentally get out of town in terms of not worrying about hockey, and that's what we just remind the guys to enjoy themselves. You know, as a coach, he's probably prefer maybe a 4-day break, you know, which was last year's case, and but you know, everybody's with Christmas falling on the weekend. I know Lehigh is going to practice tomorrow, but they're getting 6 days. We're getting 7, so it'll be equal footing Monday in terms of the sloppiness of the game.
Liam O'Brien setting up the first goal of the game. I think we saw him on the power play inserted a few weeks ago, and since then, 5-on-5, we've seen some of that playmaking and some nice vision from him. Are you seeing that same assessment as well?
Well, I think that this is basically our 3rd year, or you know, with Liam, and his skill set is certainly improved. And you know, one of the things I brought in or was part of my interview process 3 summers ago was to involve more skill development with our team prior to practice, and we've been doing it here for the 3rd season. And Liam, obviously, is a prospect, a young kid, has been a big part of that. And you know, a lot of the credit goes to Ryan Murphy as well. One of his strengths as a coach is to break down the skill set, and he does a nice job with the forwards. And then Liam has bought in, and when it's been his turn to go on early, he's embraced it, and I think you're seeing the benefits now, and so, playing with confidence as well. You know, he's spent most of his time here playing with Still, Mitchell, those type of players. But I really wanted to get him involved with some skill guys, because he's such a physical presence out there, and he'll hunt pucks down. And when the power play wasn't going well here a few weeks ago, a lot of it was because we didn't have enough traffic in front of the net, and he provides that. So now you've got him making plays and feeling confident in his ability and taking the eyes away of the goaltender. He's been a nice little addition there, and we gave him the good tonight because he's had such a great stretch of hockey here, and it's just nice to see that his development's come along where now he's not really known as like a 4th line guy that's just going to go out, and he certainly can take care of himself, and he does that for us, but coming along here with some points as well for us, which is nice.
After a game like last night, and you have kind of that first 10 minutes was a little choppy, they definitely wanted to kind of slow it down. How do you break through that and open up the game?
Yeah, well, we talked, 2 of the biggest keys today. One was our transitional play. We wanted to try and go north as much as we can. Last night, and even Friday night in Allentown, just a little bit too much east-west for us. And we're such a fast team and really good on transition. So we talked about it on the bench in terms of what we needed to make there to get the puck into their end. Now, their D-core is banged up, but they do stand up with pretty good gap. And it was just a matter of getting the line here. And then once we were able to get in zone, the puck possession time tonight for me was, except for maybe a little pocket in that 3rd period where it was 4-0, was really in our favor tonight. We were able to manage the puck real well down there and really make the goaltender work. So that was a little bit of our philosophy going into the game. It just took us a little bit for it to kind of get going in that direction.
When you played, a team like Hartford last night, Springfield tonight, some a little bit different approaches to the game. How do you adjust on the fly like that to that style?
Well, I think Springfield's a much more structured team. They certainly don't have the firepower maybe of Hartford. Hartford's got some guys that played in the NHL, and I felt that they were certainly more opportunistic. But we were much better defensively tonight. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I don't think they had more than 10 grade A's. I'd be shocked when the analytical numbers come out here later tonight for us if they had more than 10. So I think we were just better overall defensively. We're more engaged. And last night was a little bit more of a track meet style of hockey, which, we can score. I mean, we're just third in the league in goals for, so we know we can put the puck in the net, but there's a way to do it. And it's not to play up and down track meet hockey with a team that doesn't want to play structure, and we paid for that last night.
From this time last year to now, can you just talk about the development of Travis Boyd and what he's doing now for you guys to put these points on the board? Well,
he's been our best player here probably the last 6 weeks, and there's a reason why his line has been so effective out there. And I think that he had a little bit of a slow start. The kid came out of college, and we need to not forget that he played 104 hockey games last year from start to finish. So, and he had a great rookie tournament. Maybe not the best camp in Washington, and a slow start for us, but he's been excellent, and I think it probably motivates him as well. You see Verona get his opportunity, and I know the Caps have really talked to us in general about giving all our young players an opportunity. So you can't make injuries up there, and obviously I think Verona's earned his time up there, and hopefully Boyd over the course of the next few months will get his opportunity, because he certainly is developed into a nice hockey player that's got our best vision, and he's just got to keep moving forward with his skating, because it's such a fast game now, and I think he's playing fast now, where maybe the first 2-3 weeks of the season, not that he was playing slow, but not to the pace to play in the NHL.
I know we talk about this every year, but the ceremony before the game, can you just talk about the message that you want us to see from that delivered to your guys about this franchise?
Well, I think it's important that they be part of it. A lot of these kids probably don't even realize that the franchise has been around for 79 years, and those are things you need to emphasize in terms of just the history and the type of players and type of personnel and type of people that have went through this, these buildings in this city and in general. So we talked about it prior to the game. I think it's important that they get out there and see it. Obviously I think they're probably familiar with Mitch, because we've seen Mitch around. We know he's on the radio, but most of these other gentlemen that are getting inducted are not real familiar to the players, let alone the coaching staff. So just a lot of rich tradition, and they should be proud that putting on a Hershey Bears jersey means a lot.
You've always said that this has been a great race so far, but once you get to that Christmas break, you almost take it another notch a little bit more seriously. Is that a message you're going to kind of give once you get your sea legs back?
Well, we talked tonight prior to the game about a game in hand on Lehigh, and to get it down to 3 points, and then we're playing them our first game back. So we're 4 points ahead of last year's pace from our side of things. If you look at our record at the break last year, and just our division is real good this year with multiple teams that have strong squads this year. So we can't really control what's going on. We know, found out today, for example, Lehigh and Wilkes-Barre still got to play 10 more games between them. So that's something that's going to take place in the second half as well. And we've got multiple games. January is a big month for us because we've got both Lehigh and Wilkes-Barre 4 times each. So, I think the break's at the right time. Guys can get refocused here, and every game's going to be a battle here for the next 50 games or so.
What are you seeing from Vitek his first 2 months in this league? Do you think he can take the net over time in the second half here?
Well, his numbers indicate that he should be getting more time, and we had a plan in place when the season started, much like 2 years ago with Copley. We had Grubauer with Copley, so we had that ability to really pick our spots in terms of when we wanted to play Copley, what games, and we managed that really well, and he had a tremendous season. A little bit different this year, where we wanted to manage the games with Joe Canada as well, but at the same time, Vitek's played very well. So, I think he's earned his time here. Now I think they're even split now, 14-14, and going into the break here, starting on Monday, we'll probably run with him a little bit. And Joey sees he needs not to take a step back, but we got to get him on the ice with Scott Murray here and try and get his game back, because he's certainly struggled here of late. And Vitek's been the guy, and as a young prospect, I mean, it's great for the organization because he does move very well and he looks in control, and you feel confident from the bench that he's going to make the save. Like any young player, he's got some areas that we're looking to improve on, and Scott will continue to do that. But had a great season for us thus far. Thanks. Happy holidays, everybody.
A lengthy press conference.